Okie dokie. We're going to new content.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Hello everyone, my name is Josh, aka the Biscuit Eater, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of my short-form Let's Play of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe version, where we're currently starting at getting the broom closet ending because I am a doofus and forgot to actually start recording. So, anyways, we are doing the broom closet ending. Now, if you're new to the series, do know you can find a link to the playlist in the description down below on the YouTube site. If you are watching live on stream, know that I appreciate having you here. It's always fun to have folks to interact with and talk to while we're live and streaming. Of course, if you just want to watch live and stay quiet in the background, we appreciate you regardless, no matter what your choice is. So thank you for being here. Now, if you do want to join us live, you can do so every Monday and Wednesday from 7:30 p.m. until 10 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/The Biscuit Eater. But let's go ahead and continue on with the game. I don't know how long I have to stay in the broom closet before I actually get the broom closet ending. Before he gets mad at me, so we're just going to kind of stick here, and we're waiting. We're just sitting and waiting. Oh, you can't see the game because I haven't actually moved over. I am just firing on all cylinders, aren't I, folks? You can't see the game. Now you can. I'm in the broom closet. Ah, man. I'm winning. You know what? We're going to leave that in there. We are going to leave that in there. It's going to be in the recording just because I am a doofus. Yeah, I don't know how long I have to stay in the broom closet before we get the official broom closet ending. I'm hoping it's not super duper long. But again, my apologies to those watching for not realizing. But I got thrown off. We can put it that way. While we were waiting to go get from the break. What? Are you kidding me? There is no broom closet ending? Okay, fine. Fine.
Coming to a staircase,
I hope you're not lying to me. If you're lying to me, Cap, I'm going to be very sad.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
I think I kind of upset the narrator a little bit there. You're just aiding in the game's trolling. Okay, that's fine.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out. Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Is it 2845?
Eight. Eight. Eight.
All it's going to do is just yell out 8.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Okay, we'll go back up. We'll go back up. And yes, for those watching, I am encouraging backseat driving.
We were going to go forward down the spooky corridor. No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me. Oh my God, it's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
Okay. Yeah, a sarcastic narrator is the best.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Love it! I love it!
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Okay, fine.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Well, come on, narrator. Would you like to play a game?
Numbers, buttons, excitement! Oh, he didn't even say anything sarcastic that time.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of
I'm an
gesture that might leave a
inspiration.
tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good,
Oh.
we're here.
Oh, well then.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
World's healthiest human being. All tricks revealed. How we did it. The pyramids. Live, the guy who went to Mars. All eyes on Stanley. Live on stage. An evening with world peace, baby. All these...
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
Stanley, tonight, live on stage. The man, the process, the myth, the legend, the parable. Stanley, from the Stanley Parable. Tonight, live on stage. The storyteller. Stanley reveals all in his new book. A community with world's first sentient machine. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great.
All right. Are
To
you
stage.
ready?
Welcome,
I've
Stanley.
told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of
This
surprise
chair,
in
gum, table,
storytelling,
nut bar.
and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from. Your coworkers. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You're too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. Story, Stanley, me, David, age 6. Break a leg, champ, your boss. I got twice from my boss. Nice. Stanley, my true love for you grows every day. You make me feel alive. Your wife from the apartment ending. There's an apartment ending. No one tell a story the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. All right. That's up again, down again. The Stanley story. Oh. All right. Do we go new content, or do we try to go the escape route?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, we're gonna go hit new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I can't get... Okie dokie, we're going new content.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Now, here comes the content.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Do I save some jumps for later? What if I need the jumps for later and I use them all? But I love jumping. Jumping's fun. I can bunny hop. Can I bunny hop? See? Bunny hop. Woohoo! Hee hee! Woohoo! They had it. You waited 9 years. Okay. I hope I didn't use all my jumps.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion.
Is this DLC commentary maybe a little bit?
Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
Yes, it
I
is.
built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Yeah. That works. That's not right. I hate Mondays.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
But, okay. Copy nut. Excuse me. I'm sorry, folks. Still have
Okay,
a
you
bit
remember
of a
how cheap
persistent
and
cough.
unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
It's in a book. Oh, wow.
I
Ooh.
call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Don't forget, Stanley Parable. The Zone, Sweet
You
Zone.
see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Our first kiss, my first car, the release of Stanley Parable in 2013. 2013, yep. The original remake. Good times. Nice. Collector's Edition, Galactic Cake. Smile because it happened. A trip down memory lane. Aww. I actually got that achievement. Don't have that achievement. I don't think. British Academy of Film and Television Arts. Nomination. Nomination. New video game releasing today. Creators are rising down to earth. Rutgers goes from scandal to new crisis. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll poor. Business leaders pushing election to council allies. I know that ending. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. In loving memory, little Stanley. Yoo-hoo.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And
Yeah,
now
definitely meta.
it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Well, yeah, Sterling would I bet you Sterling's loving this. A random portal. Minecraft, yep. The tasteful nostalgic. It was good. Person of the year. Or Scott Cage. Probably just a random. People play games because of what they can do inside them. Your game is good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
A little bit of every game, all of the time. Yeah. Well, I want to go the serious room. We can't go in the serious room. The greatest wealth is memory.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Old rings.
Oh,
Reviews.
No. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Not recommended. Honestly, could not be bothered to play
I
this.
could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh dear. The commentary going on here. Oh no. Yeah. Steam reviews. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Uh-oh.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue.
I want to hear what he wants to say.
And it goes something like this.
The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is. So on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah,
I'm
blah,
not
blah,
gonna...
blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward
Very
and
Alice in
never a
Wonderland.
moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until
Okay,
so
fine.
much more?
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just
Light
you
out.
and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's... Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the...
He gave up on me. Oh, the fan's having trouble now, too. So mean.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Yeah, I saw the ceiling leaking. Oh, hey. Sunshine. How many years have passed now? Oh. Oh, that's a disturbing sound. What, does it become a horror game? Oh. It's the end of the world as we know it. Well, that's perfect timing because it's about time for us to end out this episode. We're going to go ahead and switch on over. And so thank you all for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on the YouTube site, don't go anywhere. We're not done yet. But if you're watching the YouTube site, we're going to go ahead and end things out for this particular episode. So if you are watching on the YouTube site, please make sure that you help me out by clicking the like button, commenting on the video, and making sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As well, make sure you click the notification bell. That way you'll know when new videos come on the channel. I do post new videos to the channel every Monday through Friday, so it's a great way to catch up on previous streams that we've done and the current series that we have running here. So it's a great way to continue that. As well, make sure that you check out all my various social media links down in the doobly-doo, both on the YouTube side and on Twitch side. That way you can continue the conversation with me after we're done here. But with that all said, thank you for being here. I hope that you enjoyed, and until I see you next time, game on, lovelies.